What's up, guys? My name is Jeff, and today we are trying to do 10 points of damage to the opponent's face for as fast as possible and as cheap as possible. So this is a 10 mana card, Explosive Singularity, that deals 10 damage to any target. And we can have it cost less, one less for each creature that is tapped as we're casting this as well. So we can tap down our creatures and make this a little bit cheaper. So if we have 5 mana and 5 creatures on the battlefield, we can play Explosive Singularity and deal 10 points of damage to the opponent. A lot of times that is enough to just win games if we are playing a little bit more of an aggro deck. By turn 5, when we get the 5 mana, if we have the 5 creatures on the battlefield, we probably did enough damage to their face to be able to do that kind of thing. And especially if we have some vigilance creatures that get in for a little bit of damage before we cast a Singularity, we have a really good chance of being able to kill them by turn 5 or whatever we need. 6 creatures and 4 mana makes it work. And the cool thing here is that we have a lot of creatures that help us ramp up to get up to our mana while still being able to play semi-aggro decks. Things like Restoration of Eiganjo, Loyal Warhound, which is a vigilance creature that can potentially get in. It does die usually when it gets in for damage roll with a 1 toughness, but these creatures that can play a little bit more aggressively but still get lands on the battlefield for us to be able to use our Explosive Singularity, as well as just having a ton of creatures that are in the early game here that are very, very valuable for us in general. We have Kumano that puts counters onto stuff to make sure we can be hitting him with our vigilance creatures, things like Ollenbock Escort. We have Monk of the Open Hand. There is the other guy, a Codespell Cleric, that is vigilant that can be putting stuff on, but I feel like Monk of the Open Hand, we wanted creatures to be a little bit bigger in general to be able to get in for the early points of damage, get them down to 10 to be able to get in for 1 Explosive Singularity and win the game. We have Clarion Spirit and a ton of cheap stuff to make sure we can go really wide with this deck. Luminarch Aspirant to make sure we get in for those few points of damage we need to with our vigilance creatures, with whatever we need to, just to play aggro if we don't draw into Explosive Singularity. Showdown of the Skalds, make sure we're filling out our making sure we're hitting land drops, making sure that we're playing extra spells, putting counters on the stuff. This is just another win con for us as well on the top end. Reidane to make sure we can slow down, hopefully be able to slow down board wipes a little bit longer. Adeline, because it creates tokens, it's vigilant, it's the best creature for our deck and what we're doing. And I'm trying to just do whatever I can to make Explosive Singularity work. And I think that this deck has a decent chance of making that happen. So let's go dive into the gameplay. Let's see if it actually will work out for us. And wish me luck. Here we go. All right, on the draw with Loyal Warhound, good stuff. Yeah, keep this hand. Sentinel. Ooh, beautiful. That is exactly what I needed to draw there. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, Warhound here is a little bit awkward still of... Yeah, I guess we're not really wanting to play it on this next turn. We want to play it after they get to 3 and I can still play it out. So I guess right now it's Clarion Spirit with a counter, which is good. Hopefully no Blizzard Brawl. Please, oh please. And then Warhound on the next turn, Ollenbock Escort, have the ability to give stuff indestructible against the mono green deck, and the life gain is actually huge. Get to Showdown with the Skalds eventually. Swell stuff. No blocks. Down to 16. Please no Blizzard Brawls. They would have done it right away if they had it. Right. Ooh, all right. Well, at least Warhound is a pretty good blocker for these guys, but they get to draw 2 extra cards. I'm not sure they will attack. I don't know. I'm intrigued. Okay, grab a free planes. Huzzah. Yeah, Escort's got to go out there. Jump blocker. Way to kill both these guys, and they get exiled. They get 2 cards drawn, though, so they still might do it. Pass turn. And now we're actually at the place where Singularity is a very very good draw for us. I like it. Lots. Multiples of those would be amazing. They get to start gaining some life, though. Ooh, that's a lot of those guys. I feel like they've got to go for the card draw now. Yeah, it goes for both of those folks. All right, so block here, block here. 1 mana, so they could have some sort of like Tamiyo's keeping or whatever. Snake's Convel could be more annoying for us. But we are just gonna block. Lifelink, indestructible, kill 2 of your dudes. Life is so good. All right. Do I want to use this land here so I can play this Rabbit Battery? No, I think I'd rather play whatever I get from here. But if they're all red cards, then this is going to be awkward. All right, so I do have a land there at least. We got the Singularity. But we have not been able to deal any damage to them yet. They have a reach creature too, so this is kind of awkward. So like Singularity is a little bit funky. No attacks. Next turn I get to just grow stuff with Showdown of Skalds though. So like we can wait for a Singularity that comes later. Ren and 7. All the reach creature stuff is bad for us. The fact that we have to tap down to deal the 10 points of damage too is pretty brutal. Do I want to get Den here? Let me see. What am I doing? Reidane and Restoration of Eiganjo would be good cards. I get to put 2 counters onto stuff. How cheap can I get Singularity here? Is the question. Anytime they find a Blizzard or the Brawl, man, Maybe I should have gone for the other side of the flip side of Reidane there. We can go wide with our flyers too, and just be able to get in for a bit more damage there. Yeah, we're gonna go Restoration. Keep ramping up. Keep getting more value in general. Counter out to Reidane. And get the Den of the Bugbear out for free, or just go, yeah, one of these guys. Escort to come back would be really nice. No attacks. Pass turn. Ren and 7 is very annoying and hard for us to deal with. Augur of Autumn. They get to play tons of stuff off the top of the deck now. We do need a bit more removal. I love seeing all those cards in the graveyard. Huzzah! That was awesome. Oh, that's good. That is very, very good. I like Augur of Autumn with Ren and 7 too, because that's another way to kind of filter what's off the top of the deck so they can play more things. So what's on top of the deck now? Probably a land or something, a 3-drop or higher of a creature or other things they can't play. Hopefully not a Blizzard Brawl. Swings in. So if I kill this dude, I have Play with Fire for the Sentinel, and then 3 flyers that can go hit Ren and 7, and then we just deal with everything else on board, which is pretty good for us, actually. The issue is if they have a Tamiyo safekeeping or anything else, but we're gonna try for this. Double block. Okay, and Reidane. So if Reidane stays alive, that's actually really good for us. I'm not sure which one they're gonna try to kill. Yeah, they go for the Reidane instead. Kind of surprising. But I guess they're trying to keep Ren and 7 alive. Oh. Oh ho ho ho. Alright, alright. Discard something. You bring back I think it's the Escort. Comes back tap, so we don't get the value of its Singularity. I don't think I need to focus on this yet. Den of the Bugbear comes out. Trying to think if there is a way I can make this work. Let's see, so 5 mana. How many creatures do I have to tap down? Counter to one of these guys. All right, so if I can tap down enough stuff and be able to kill Ren in 7 and deal 10 damage to their face, what do they get back? They can be able to hit in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a counter onto the flyer again, kill Ren in 7. Yeah, we're going to do that. We came to do this. I want to see how useful it is, and so we're going to try it out in every way that we can. We also get, this is our yeah, submit 5, damage to face, auto pay, counter, and an extra token for a blocker. Down to 17. I mean, they get so much life from these innkeepers, which has been brutal, but we do get to kill this Ren in 7 now. Nothing with reach, right? Yeah, okay, we're good. All right, all right. And now, at least as their board is, if they were wanting to be able to get a card draw with Pack Leader, they'll have to attack with the Innkeeper. I guess they can go for Lair of the Hydra as well. That could be bad. We have a jump blocker, is what I'm trying to say. We're going to be fine. If they tap all out, we get to swing in with Den of the Bugbear and all of our stuff, and we're actually pretty close to lethal. With some life gain or whatever. Yeah, we're good. Some Vigilant Breaches. Another Singularity off the top would be really fun, too. We're going to flip this around for Restoration on the next turn. Goes in with Pack Leader. Okay, they're going for the card draw. Kind of surprised they didn't buff this up instead. But we are going to kill this Innkeeper. I could try to force them to go for the extra damage there. No, we want to kill Innkeeper. Stop them gaining as much life. They have Snakeskin Veil or one of those other things now. Totally fine with that. Yep. Phase. I want to get rid of this Augur of Autumn. They still have so much card advantage on us, as long as they do have this Augur of Autumn. Mammoth is a good blocker. Gains some life. All right. I think I'm holding on to this. So I have Den of the Bugbear, and I can put a Rapid Battery onto it so it won't, or I guess it would still die actually, because it just has 3 toughness, right? Yeah. That still is a fairly decent play for us. So Den of the Bugbear, activate. Forcing him to double block here is phenomenal for us. So, no, cancel. Attacks. Attack, attack. Attack, attack. Architect is a really good blocker. Probably should have put Rabbit Battery onto something where I did this. Yeah. Those fellas. Go. Go, go, go. Box there. Do I need to gain any life? Don't think so. Down to 6. That's a very low life total for them. Let's get you onto you. Three blockers. We're at 12. Pass turn. Even if they remove for one of them, we have an extra blocker that way too. And we should be able to come back from the win. Yeah. We almost have lethal just through the air. With Rabbit Battery, we do actually. So, okay, they got to gain some life though. Still though, just attacking all out. I think we got there. We can get there. Blizzard Brawl would be really annoying. They learn, so they get to discard and draw if they want to. They get to go find something from the sideboard. Containment Breach can kill Architect. That's annoying. Or here. And the Augur of Autumn. We need to find removal for this. Right now, though, we're still in okay shape. Singularity off the top would be so sweet. We've seen a couple because we had Showdown to the Skalds find one of them earlier, right? So that got, yeah, exiled. So 2 in the deck, 40 cards left. Like there's still decent odds that we can find it here soon. Goes for Containment Breach. This only gets counters, right? Yeah, so let it go. They might be able to threaten lethal here. But then they're dead on the backswing as long as we block anything. Opponent's thinking it through. So we did get to use the Singularity in this game, and it was very useful. If they had 10 more life than they have right now, we would be in a much harder shape. Although I wouldn't have swung in as aggressively on that turn. I would have just been swinging with my flyers, had good blockers to hold back here. Like, we would have been able to just win through this. But our deck doesn't have removal for the Augur of Autumn outside of our Singularities. You know, like, we have Play with Fire to deal 2 damage to stuff. I was going to play Kami's Flare in this deck as well because we do have enough counters that are going on to things here and there. As a way to get at least 3 points of damage, which does kill so many more things in the format. And still lets us get damage dealt to face. So honestly, that'd be good, but it makes it harder to cast more things on the same turn in the early game, which is a little bit harder. All right, so they are representing, what is that, 8 points of damage right now. They get to draw. 8-4 that they'd have to find with a spell and 1 land. So yeah, we're just gonna say no blocks. We want lethal on this next turn any way we possibly can. Pass to my turn. The fire as well is awesome. All right, Monk of the Open Hand. Do I need to go wide instead here? Probably, right? I guess actually attacking to the Monk of the Open Hand would be better. So attach to you. Because I can also play with fire to kill stuff. Yeah, so swing all in. 4 attackers on the ground. Yeah. We're in good shape. I didn't activate Den of the Bugbear. That was where my misplay was. I forgot Den of the Bugbear would have definitely helped us win the game. Now if they have a way to gain life like a Tamiyo Safekeeping, we actually are in trouble. I believe. So play with fire. Counter there. All the stuffs. Singularity on top. I mean, yeah, we'll keep it on top just for the fun. We were so close to the Singularity. Yeah, we got them. All right. I mean, they were dead beforehand, so. But then that was enough to even through the Tamiyo Safekeeping, we would have had enough. So, dude, I'm liking this deck. This has actually been working fairly well. I like it. All right, we are on the play. No red mana. We got a mulligan that one. 2 mid explosives in our hand. Wow, come on. This is a really funky hand too. We're gonna keep it. In order to be able to play 2 things ever, we're gonna drop this smashing there. We're gonna go, I guess, Cave of the Frost Dragon first. Yep, pass turn. We're just gonna be playing both of our creature lands first, right? All right, so do I want Clarion out first or Luminarch out first? Aspirant. I guess this one. I can make it a 3/3. Could do the same thing with the Spirit. I think I'd rather have this survive though, if there is any kind of shenanigans about to happen. I could see if they block and we can go for the Eiganjo here and kill this. Play Clarion Spirit the next turn. Let's yeah, let's go ahead and offer that as an option here. I want my land to hit though. Actually, yeah, we'll go no attacks. Let's go Clarion Spirit, Rapid Battery. We can go wide. I can chump block. Blizzard Brawl is what we're worried about, is if they just have lots of removal. I was hoping to be able to kill this so they wouldn't be able to just play a creature and kill stuff as easily on this next turn. It's okay. We do want to get to our lands though. Yeah, no blocks this time. Down to 17. I think they're just gonna be playing out a big creature now. And we are okay with that. We need to get them down to 10. We have the creatures that we were needing. Old Growth Troll. So yeah, there we go. And we found the land, so we can be using this. Be able to have this as a way to get to other things is not bad either. Let's see here. Even if we use this, we can't actually play 2 spells. We've drawn a lot of lands again. I don't know why I keep drawing so many lands. All right, counter onto... trying to think of what they would actually block. I don't want to bait it out too much here. I want to act like, okay, I have a play with fire, which I do. Yeah, and then we're going to go ahead and kill this. Yeah, that goes away. We're trying to get them down to 10. Play with fire to be able to scry and hopefully not find another flipping land. All right, so... Yep, you go there. I probably should have held on to that, honestly. Oh, that's the card that we need, but... We are still 2 mana away from being able to do anything with it. So I guess it has to go to the bottom. Man, we're close. We just need to be able to cast 2 spells on the last turn and things would have been pretty good. I need to be able to cast 2 spells. Counter onto this, yeah. I mean, I guess we're just trying to race them now. A chump blocker, if they decide not to give this trample, they force them to do that so they can actually win the game. Yeah, because we went really wide. As long as Aspirant's out, we have the ability to kill them pretty well. Any land gives us Den of the Bugbear, so we should have the game here just by going aggro. And getting the 10 mana between creatures and lands is a very, very difficult thing to do. If they have Snakeskin Veil or anything, we're dead. So we have to block. Now, if they have a blocker, we're still in some trouble. But, okay, they didn't go for... Land still gives us... yeah, okay, there we go. So, yeah, game. Cool. All right. Got him. We did see the Singularity there. I'm trying to see how possible it actually is to get to 5 creatures, 5 mana as fast as possible. We got 4 and 4 very easily, but I feel like we have to like top deck perfectly and not mulligan to make that happen. Still, we were able to win, so good stuff. On to the next one. All right, up against Dark Paul, and I mean, pretty awesome hand. If we find one more 1-drop, this is super, super good for the Monk the Open hand. But even still, Kumano into Aspirant to make it a 3/3 right away. Super good. Trembling Aghast. Yep, I'm liking this a lot. Yeah, and then we have Monk into another Aspirant. Dude, we get to go so aggro at this. Our board will be big. Is it bigger than a Mihik Massacre on the draw? That's the biggest issue. Mihik Massacre is so good when you're on the play because it just keeps people out of. They can kill things fast. That's what I'm trying to say. Aspirant with a counter onto it. They have removal, it looks like. If it was Deadly Dispute that they have here, we got away from it. Good, go for it. Good job, us. Dude, I cannot spoke right today. I'm so sorry, guys. All right, let's just put a counter there. Cool. Removals. No removals. No Deadly Disputes. Surprising. Eye Twitch. Yeah, so the Mihik Massacre is the thing we're worried about. Being able to get our guys bigger, or at least a couple creatures to be really big. Good stuff. Loyal Warhound is very interesting. Oh, I want to be able to play that before Monk of the Open Hand, but then I don't get the value from Monk of the Open Hand. Ramping up is nice, especially because we do have Singularity now. So honestly, we are wanting to just get lands out, but we also have to be able to dodge Mihik Massacre. So we're going to try for this. Loyal Warhound, go. Get a basic plains out onto the battlefield. We have 5 basic plains between, so that we can get several between all these guys that we have. I purposely have 5 plains and 3 mountains so that we can use these guys, at least for the first several turns. I also need double red available. So that's a bit awkward. I do need to play that there. Mihik Massacre, if they lose a Shambling Ghast here, they can get up to X5. We put the counter onto Aspirant. We do also have to just like either draw 2 of these or get in for enough damage that we can do some stuff. I'll offer the double trade here. Like this, if we deal the damage to them, they actually get exiled here, and so they don't get the value they're looking for. Yeah, the Etching of Kumano means that both these guys die and don't get their value. So sweet. But if they have double removal, it could be bad. Or like if they have removal and then this. Anywho way, we're going to be fine. Yeah, if they want to double block there, they can kill it and get rid of it, but they still aren't getting the value that they're looking for. So they do go for the double block onto our creature. This is getting us further away from Singularity. So it's already calculating what we can cast it for if we are tapping stuff down, which is interesting. Kind of surprised by that. March of Reds and Sorrow kills one of our guys. Yeah, being able to actually build up a board is so difficult. I want to be able to get out Restoration on this turn. The awkward part here is I want to play this first, but that makes Monk of the Open Hand not work at all. But that way I can actually play out, grab a white source to be able to play this and the Kumano. Or I can just play out Luminarch Aspirant, I guess, with it and play the other guys another time. It's funky, but we got to make sure we're hitting our ramp. We got to make sure... I want to be able to get up to the Singularity. We're trying to make it work. We know that Mihik Massacre or Blood in the Snow is going to be coming eventually. So I guess we do try to go wide. Yeah, that's our second spell, so we don't actually get the counter onto it. It's so awkward. But a couple creatures that will survive past the Mihik Massacre, so good stuff. Keep making one guy bigger so it can stay around as well. And I mean, if we get up to like 7 mana, these guys flip around on the same turn. One guy's around. I mean, that's it. That's what we need. So yeah, Blood in the Snow is a possibility eventually. Sorin the Mirthleth.
Consider yourself fortunate our motives align.
All right, we need another creature, another card to play so we can get a counter onto the monk here. That's perfect.
My ways are not.
All right, board wipe is going to be brutal. Decline. Monk of the open hand enters with a counter onto it. Aspirant counters. So they ticked up. They are just digging for board wipe here. Man, we have the Singularity online, but I don't want to give them a chance for more board wipes either, though. So X5. So counter. Do I need to kill Sorin? 9 damage at face, bring him down to 3. This flips the next turn, I get in for 2. They make a lifelink or somehow if they do find it just naturally. They just find it naturally, we're still in lots of trouble. I could hit them for 4 here, get them down a little bit lower with no, we're gonna go ahead and kill this. But now they have if they just top deck Blood in the Snow or they found it beforehand. I didn't remember, they didn't bring anything to their hand, right? They looked for it, they didn't keep it, which means it's an expensive card. So probably the Blood in the Snow. They don't have anything there. All right, we're gonna do this. We're actually gonna go here. We're gonna send this guy here, so give them a chance to pay life again for themselves. Bring them to 1. If it is Blood in the Snow, it's not as good. It wasn't a land on top, we know that. It could be Mihik Massacre. I want them to deal damage to themselves, but if they do just find the removal they need, it's not as good for us. Yeah, just 1 damage. That gains them tons of life. Oh, that is bad for us. Okay. Not super great, but we also have Explosive Singularity here. If they wait until their turn, if they don't have a land here, we flip these guys around on the next turn. And like we're if this is the only thing they're playing, even if they're gaining the 4 life, we still have lethal several ways. Meat Hook Massacre killing 2 of our guys is bad. And gaining 2 life, but they'd have to have a land to be able to get 3 guys. Still in okay shape. 5 mana, 6 creatures coming out here on this next turn. We have a shot. Oh, they exile stuff to get the extra damage and the extra life gain. Intriguing. They did it. They were able to do it. All right, so the land actually really helps us out here. Okay, so pay 3. I need to have, so I have 6 plus 4, so I need to get in with 1 creature. I can get in with 1 creature. Oh man, if they have removal, it's so bad. Okay, yeah, go you. Attack in for 1. And then Explosive Singularity. 10 damage at your face. We did it. Oh man, it worked. I mean, like, with what they were doing, I should have just killed Sorin. I'm trying to think like how it would. Is it better to have that card in our deck here? And honestly, that gave us a lot of options that wouldn't have been there otherwise, just trying to go for lethal. Like, we would have just had to kill Sorin. If they had Blood in the Snow, it was going to be awful for us. Like, there's so many things that would have gone bad there in other ways. That kind of worked out in a good way. I like it. That was hilarious. All right, lots of tapped lands, lots of like ramp and just value in this hand though. Like we get this, we can get to a Showdown of the Skalds and then go off from there. Pretty decent when we're on the draw. No interaction though. We're gonna keep this still. I do think this is a decent hand. We get to build up 1 really big creature with Showdown of the Skalds, and having another one even better. If we can top deck an untapped land, we probably will. Just watch. Then we would have like perfect sequencing, but whatever. Cammy. All right. So let's go. I do just want to get this Luminarch Aspirant down, right? I think I actually want this on red, because this is going to find us a plains. All right, Aspirant, counter onto you, pass turn. Circle of Confinement, huzzah. Man, this deck, I feel like we have a decent matchup against this deck if we can be on the play against them. Being on the draw is so hard for us to have any chance against with them. Yeah, I think I'm just going for a massive creature with Showdown of the Skalds. They'll play lots and lots of things on a turn. Kami of Transience. Jukai. No Jukai sounds good. Rune of Might. Scary. Yep. Lots of damage. The 12. Our life is getting low. Free land. Man, are we just dead if I don't draw out blockers here, though? All right, we're gonna keep ramping. Yeah, I mean, if we were on the play, everything we're doing would be busted. But because we're not on the play, everything we're doing is just sad, and they're probably gonna kill us if they have enough stuff this turn, right? So, we were Harmony, everything gets bigger. 10 points of damage, all of it has trample. We're in so very much trouble. All right, Restoration of Eiganjo. Luckily, we get a creature that we can put a lot of counters onto, which is actually very valuable. All right, so we can play so many spells here. So I think I want Adeline out earlier. I guess, yeah, I get a free counter to you as well. So counter onto you. Counter there. Kumano. Counter there. Most likely they will be able to have a spell. So I'm trying to do this the best way possible. I think we need one more blocker over having the other Kumano. That does make the Rabbit Battery even bigger on the next turn and give us a chance to chump kill all the stuff. But they also have Weaver. Yeah, we have to go wide as well. So counter there. Counter here. No attacks. Okay, with 2 cards in hand, we have to hope they don't have an enchantment. If they have an enchantment, I think we're dead. If they don't, we get to turn this around. That's 1 land in hand. And they scoop. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Dude, and then we had Showdown and double Kumano for the next turn. And ramped up like crazy. If we found a Singularity, we had so many creatures on the battlefield. Dude, that was actually kind of insane. All right. We were able to be on the draw, way behind. They had such an explosive start with removal for one of our best cards. And we still, they scooped up, I feel like a little bit prematurely, but that was awesome. That was so awesome. And on the draw again, I feel like I've been on the draw with this deck a little bit too often. Can't actually play a lot of stuff, but getting Clarion Spirit out on turn 2 is good if I can play multiple things the next turn, or even just Adeline is pretty sweet too. That means we have 3 draws to find a good land, more good stuff. Being on the draw, man, is just such a disadvantage in this format right now. Like, I really am curious, like, how often you're losing on the draw versus the play. It's got to be an insane amount, in my opinion, because there's some crazy aggressive stuff that you can have. Okay, it takes a Kumano. Rude. Sundown Pass. We did not find a land. However, we're in semi-okay shape still. Then the Bugbear. We want to go wide. Going wide is the first and foremost important thing here. We are trying to go aggro. We are trying to get in for damage, but going wide is what's actually important. This feels like a deck that's going to rerunning Meat Hook Massacre. That is scary to me. And I think that we just scoop as soon as that happens, you know. But we came to do a thing, and we are doing the thing. It is actually happening. Yeah, I get this out. They know what's in our hand, except for this card. I'd rather be playing the stuffs. Okay, go Adeline. Swing in with Spirit. Get a token. All right, we get to go super wide the next turn. We need to find a Singularity now. If we can find the Singularity, I believe we can get them down to 10 within the next 2 turns. So yeah, I think one more 1-drop, and then double Singularity is like the perfect draw we could have. Dude, we're getting some good scoopage. Like it. All right, on the play with Loyal Warhound is a lot worse. But we do have Adeline, a Vigilance guy to be attacking in with. Even just getting a Showdown of Skalds is good, and we have ways to make sure we do that. So we're keeping this hand. This is the card when we want to be on the draw, and it's like the first time I'm not on the draw, right? Yeah, whatever. Okay, play out Plains, pass turn. All right, play this out on Red Warhound. That's fine. Pass turn. Florahedron. We have the mana to get to the Showdown. I think they're definitely just trading off here if I give them the option. But being able to get in with Adeline, get in anyway, I think is still worthwhile. Let's go ahead and yeah, go for it. I would much rather get out Showdown and get this big. This is the card that beats mono green, especially if I can get extra counters onto it. And so I want to go Showdown for the next turn and then have a chance to just grow this Adeline, make it massive. All the bad things happen. They can't ramp into things if they trade off with a Warhound here. If they don't, we're just going to deal damage. We're just going to make things hurt. Pain is a coming. My guess is they probably have like a troll and then into, oh, I was going to say Blizzard Brawl, but I suppose not. All right, there's Blizzard Brawl. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. Another Florahedron. Cool. Do I want to go wide while they are playing out a lot of cheaper, smaller creatures? I was thinking like I could actually grow the Adeline here a little bit. This actually trades off with everything they've got. Let's go and attack in first. Make him think that we have some stuff there. Yeah, it doesn't. If anything, Showdown of the Skalds. Life is good. Those are some decent draws. No lands. No lands, though. Which, I mean, I'm not hating, but also would be nice. Until the end of a next turn. I think we are wanting to go wide to make this just more brutal. I'm actually liking how this deck is playing out. We have 4 copies of Singularity, which is so that we can try to run into it more often. Like, I'm really just wanting that to happen and be what we do. But I am curious if it would be better to go like 4 copies of Showdown of the Skalds and 2 copies of Singularity, and how good that would work. The thing is that finding Singularity with the Showdown of the Skalds is funky. It gives them way too much time to figure out what to do with what we are doing, you know, and it's just not as good. Oh, Clarion Spirit to go super wide and have flyers. These guys went Vigilance, which is good. I'm just debating if I actually care about this Monk of the Open Hand, because I can just go Clarion Spirit Aspirant. I can do that next turn too, though, and just go super wide still. So yeah, Monk. Counter onto Adeline. Aspirant. Counter Adeline. Battery. Yeah, just use what we got. We're just going to keep growing our board. Keeping this out of range of any of their kind of removal is super good. No attacks, pass turn. I do want to make sure I hit lands, though. Should be able to top deck a land soon. Yeah, not having a way to give this flying. I mean, that's where like Maul the Sky Clays, all that kind of stuff gets insane. Like the fact that we are just going super aggro would make and just like getting stuff bigger. Maul the Sky Clays honestly would be an amazing card for us in general. Man, Invoke the Ancients. That is a good card. Trample on one of them. Intriguing. We found the land we needed. Good stuff. That lets us play Restoration and Clarion Spirit. Kind of fix our mana base a little bit better. Playing multiple things can be better just for the amount of counters I can get onto things as well, though. So, Clarion Spirit. Getting the counters onto the flyers actually would be really good, too. Counter there. We'll save these guys for later. That lets us get another Spirit with Clarion Spirit later on. Counter there. Grab a Plains. Counter there. How many do they have to block with to kill this? And how many can I kill still? No attacks, pass turn. We'll hold off another turn. Eska's Chariot. Okay, that's fine. These guys, the tokens won't... The modified counters, whatever things, don't go on to the extra tokens they make. Whoa. Went super, super aggro. Very surprising. Alright, so kill the one with Trample or the ones with Vigilance, actually. I don't care about the one with Trample. Not that much. They're hitting for a lot of damage. That is the issue of going a little too aggressive with one creature, but now they're setting up to where we can actually attack in back. Question is, do I kill the pack leader or do I kill one of these Vigilance guys? Because they are tapped out now. I can just chump one of them. Keep your life total a little bit higher. Adeline's power goes down, but that's fine. Down to 12. Lots of things dead. Life's still very, very good. What's down here? Loyal Warhound I can get. Yeah, Loyal Warhound comes to the battlefield tapped. They do have more lands than us right now, so we grab a free land that way anyway. So we get a creature and ramp. Good stuff. Good job, Jeff. All right, Kumano. Flying over the top is how we're going to win with this. So debating if I want to keep this in hand just so I can have a chance at another spell for the next turn, or just be able to put counters onto lots of stuff could be better. I'm not sure. Only one dude with Trample now. Plenty of chump blockers. Can they even kill Adeline? If they do, I think they lose all of their board. So we get attack in there too. I could also put one of these onto Adeline, make it a little bit harder. So let's see how they block. They would go 1, 2, and here. And if they block with another one, then it's even better. So let's go. So being able to pay for that. No, we'll go here. We have the Aspirant to put a counter onto that as well. Counter there. A little bit funky, but this does work out for us. Swing, swing. The only way they can block, they can activate Esca's Chariot. We can kill all of those as well. Like they're losing so many creatures if they do block here. It's insane. We still get another 1/1, so this is even bigger. We can kill lots of things. They can chump. That's another way to go. Whoa, they just let it all through. Okay, cool. Good game. They didn't chump Adeline. Very surprising. All right, guys. So this deck was awesome. We never ran up against a deck that was that ever actually played a Mihik Massacre, which is our biggest fear, and there's lots of those in the format. I was playing in free play because I was trying to avoid it more often and just kind of see how the deck would play in general. Also, I'm trying to rank up right now, and I wasn't sure how this deck would do, but I mean, I should have played this in ranked. It won all of the games. It was good. There was one game that I played before that I actually scooped before we even finished the game. Like I actually had a chance to turn it around, do whatever, and the opponent was just playing so slow that it wasn't going to be fun, and so I got out of it early. But anyway, so this deck was just feeling really powerful. I actually really like the Singularities. Was it more powerful than just having more Showdown of the Skalds? I don't think so. I think Showdown of the Skalds would have been better. I really like how the deck plays out, though, just like Kumano. These early game creatures I think are really powerful just for the, playing second spells, whatever. There is the I'm not sure which one's better between second spell, or let's go Vigilance. This guy, Codespell Cleric, 1 mana, 1/1 with Vigilance. Whenever it enters the battlefield, if it was a second spell you cast this turn, put a counter onto it. This is kind of the opposite effect of Monk of the Open Hand. The thing I like about Monk of the Open Hand in general, though, is that it can get up to 3 power instead of just being 2 power. But having Vigilance with Explosive Singularity is very powerful. It is really good with Clarion Spirit, just like it's a good card to be putting counters onto. So there is a lot of value with Codespell Cleric that could be here. Was it better than the Rabbit Battery, though? Maybe. Like, that's what I was debating. It's like, I could go like 1 Rabbit Battery, 1 of this guy. There's a lot of different options we can go for with this deck to try to make it better. Singularity was hilarious. It was awesome. 10 points of damage is useful. Should it be a 4 of? No. It should not be a 4 of in your deck if you're going to build this one. It should be a 2 of, maybe a 1 of, because it is useful, and there are times it's really, really sweet. I think a 2 of, but the issue is like there's sometimes it's like I liked that I had a higher chance of running into it in certain moments because we did what we needed to do. We were going wide. The deck was doing that thing, which was super cool. The other card I wanted to bring in here was this guy. The Augusta side of this, we could attack in and then untap a bunch of the creatures that weren't vigilant. Augusta could be a really powerful 3-drop for us. The issue is that we just have a lot of 3-drops and we're pretty light on lands. Like 20 here, 2 Shatterskull Smashing. This does have a 2-drop version that could help us, discard and draw, dig for our Singularities, dig for anything else we need. Yeah, there's a lot of good things that this can do. Like, so the Plark side of it is really powerful. Augusta side of it is really powerful. The cool thing too is like more legendary creatures could also make like Sokenzan be a better card for us too. Where this is this is one of the best token cards in the format right now, actually, where it can be a land and you can create tokens with it at instant speed. And if you have legendary creatures on the battlefield as well, also, and it costs less. One of the best ways to go wide if you have Adelines, you're playing other things like that as well. And so I've actually been really considering just going like the token version of this. And that's what I ran into. I was like, this is like our best way to create tokens. Everything else is in the 3-drop slot, which makes it really annoying. But if you can go legendaries, 3-drop tokens, Explosive Singularity, Sokenzan, maybe Showdown of the Skalds as well, there's a decent deck there too. I don't know. Anyway, this is the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.